Have you ever wondered why some people learn English so fast while others spend years and still struggle to speak confidently? Maybe you study hard, watch videos, and memorize words, but when it's time to speak, your mind just goes blank. Well, today we're going to unlock that problem together. Hi everyone, I'm Peter, and welcome to English Unlocked, the place where learning English becomes simple, natural, and fun. In this episode, I'll share with you what really helped me after 10 years of learning. How to train your brain to think in English. How to speak without fear of mistakes. And how to make English part of your daily life, even if you're just starting at level A1. So, if you want more easy lessons, real tips, and stories that help you grow in English, make sure to subscribe, like, and share this video. Now, let's unlock your English power together. When I started learning English 10 years ago, I made a big mistake. I always tried to translate every word in my head. First, I thought in my own language. Then, I changed it into English. It was slow, stressful, and sometimes I forgot simple words. I remember one time I wanted to say something easy, but my mind just stopped. I felt nervous and shy. Maybe you feel the same way too. You know some English words, but when you try to speak, your brain takes too long. You start thinking, what is the right word? And then it's too late. Don't worry. I understand that feeling very well. The good news is, you can stop translating and start thinking in English. I began by listening to short, real English dialogues every day. At first, I didn't understand everything, but I listened again and again. Soon, some English words started to stay in my mind. I stopped using my first language when I listened. Instead, I tried to imagine the meaning, not the translation. Later, I started talking to myself in English about simple things. For example, when I made coffee, I said, "Now I pour the water. The cup is hot." It felt funny at first, but it helped a lot. My brain slowly learned to use English without translation. So, my friend, if you want to think in English, start small. Listen, repeat, speak simple sentences every day. Be patient with yourself. It's okay to make mistakes. Little by little, your brain will unlock the English inside you. Trust me, I've been there, and you can do it too. After I stopped translating in my head, I found something new. Real dialogues helped me learn much faster. I used to study from books, but it was hard to remember the words. Then I started listening to real people talking, short stories, small talks, daily life conversations. It felt more real, more alive. When I heard people say things like, "How's it going?" or "Take your time," I finally understood how English works in real life. It was not only grammar. It was sound, feeling, and connection. I listened again and again until I could hear the rhythm and the music of English. At first, I just listened. Then, I started to repeat what they said. I copied the tone, the small pauses, even the way they laughed. Sometimes I made mistakes, and that's okay. I laughed too, and I tried again. I remember one dialogue about two friends talking about a job. They used words like deal with, sort out, and trust your gut. I didn't understand them before, but after hearing them in a real story, I never forgot. That was when I knew real conversations teach you more than any textbook. So if you want to learn faster, listen to real people. Talk out loud even when you are alone. Don't wait for perfect grammar. Just speak and feel the language. Bit by bit, you will start to think, speak, and live in English. And trust me, that's when English really becomes part of you. After I learned from real dialogues, I wanted to speak more naturally. But I still had one big problem. I was afraid to speak. Every time I opened my mouth, I worried about mistakes. I thought people would laugh at me. So I stayed quiet. One day, I met a traveler who spoke simple English, but he spoke with confidence. He didn't care if his grammar was wrong. He smiled, he used his hands, and people understood him. That moment changed me. I realized English is not about being perfect. It's about being brave enough to speak. So I started small. I spoke to myself in English when I walked or cooked. I said things like, "Today is sunny," or "I'm making breakfast." Then I practiced with friends online. At first, my sentences were short, but I tried every day. I also learned to listen carefully before I answered. When someone spoke, I didn't translate in my head. I listened to the feeling, not just the words. Slowly, my replies came faster and felt more natural. One time, I had a full 5-minute talk with a tourist about food in my city. It wasn't perfect, but I felt so proud. I smiled the whole day. Now, when I make a mistake, I just laugh and keep going. Because every word, every small talk, every try, it all helps me grow. So, my friend, don't wait to be perfect. Speak now, listen more, and enjoy the journey. That's how you truly unlock your English. After I became more confident speaking English, I started to see something important. Learning never stops. Even after 10 years, I am still learning every day. Sometimes I learn a new word. Sometimes I learn a better way to say something I already know. That is the beauty of English. It keeps growing with you. I remember when I first watched English videos without subtitles. At the beginning, it was very hard. I felt lost. But I told myself, just keep going. Day by day, my ears got stronger. Now, when I listen, I can understand the main ideas without trying too hard. It feels amazing. Reading also helped me a lot. I didn't read big books. I started with short stories and simple articles. When I found new words, I didn't stop to translate. I guessed the meaning from the story. That made learning fun, not stressful. And when I watched movies, I listened to how people spoke, their tone, their speed, their emotion. Sometimes I repeated after them, just for fun. It made my speaking sound more natural. Now, I know that English is not something you finish. It's a part of your life. You learn a little today, a little tomorrow, and one day you realize you can understand and speak without fear. So don't rush. Enjoy the process, enjoy the progress. Keep learning, keep smiling, and let English become your friend every single day. After many years of learning, I understood one last important lesson. Learning English is not only about words. It is about your mind, your heart, and your habits. You must make English part of your daily life. I used to study only when I had time. But now, English is everywhere around me. In the morning, I listen to a short podcast while making coffee. When I walk, I talk to myself in English. At night, I write 1 or 2 sentences about my day. It is simple, but it keeps my brain active. Sometimes I feel tired, and I don't want to study. That's okay too. I remind myself, learning a language is like growing a plant. You water it a little every day, not all at once. If you keep going, it will grow strong. I also learn to enjoy mistakes. Every mistake is proof that I am learning. When I forget a word or say something wrong, I just smile and try again. That small change made me love English even more. Now, after 10 years, I don't think of English as a subject. It is part of my life, part of who I am. And you can do the same. Start small, stay patient, and keep learning with joy. One day you will look back and say, "Wow, I really did it." And trust me, that feeling is the best reward of all. After all these years, I learned one more truth. Learning English is not a race. It's a journey, and every step matters. Some days you move fast, some days you move slow, but what's important is that you don't stop. There were times when I felt stuck. I listened, I spoke, but I thought I was not improving. I even wanted to give up. But then I looked back and realized how far I had come. I could understand movies, talk with friends, and think in English without fear. That gave me hope again. I started to enjoy the small wins, understanding a joke, learning a new phrase, finishing a short story. Each small success made me stronger. So I stopped comparing myself to others. Everyone learns at their own speed. You just need to keep going. Another thing that helped me was making English fun. I watched shows I liked, listened to songs, and talked about topics I enjoyed. When learning feels fun, it doesn't feel like work. It becomes part of your life. Now, I always tell my students, don't worry about being perfect. Be proud of every word you speak. Be proud of every mistake you make. Because each one takes you closer to fluency. So, my friend, keep learning, keep smiling, and keep going. One day you'll wake up and realize, English is no longer something you study. It's something you live. After many years on this journey, I understood one last thing. Learning English is not only about studying. It's about connection, about people, about life. English gave me a new way to see the world. When I started talking with people from other countries, I felt something special. We came from different places, but English helped us understand each other. We shared ideas, stories, and dreams. It felt amazing to connect through language. One time, I spoke with a friend from Brazil. We both made small grammar mistakes, but we laughed and kept talking. It didn't matter who spoke better. What mattered was that we understood each other. That's when I realized English is not about being perfect, it's about communication. Over time, I saw how English opened many doors. I could watch more videos, read new books, and learn from people around the world. It made my life richer and more exciting. And I felt thankful for every small step I took to reach here. Now, I tell every learner, English is not just a subject, it's a bridge. A bridge to new people, new ideas, and new chances. So keep walking one word at a time. Even when it feels hard, remember why you started. One day you'll look back and smile because English didn't just change how you speak, it changed how you live. After learning English for 10 years, I can tell you this, learning never really ends. Even today, I am still learning new words, new sounds, new ways to express myself. And that's okay because learning a language is a lifelong journey. There were times when I thought, maybe I'm done. I know enough. But soon I met someone new, watched a movie, or read an article, and I found something new to learn. That's what I love about English. It keeps you curious. It keeps your mind open. Now, English is not just a skill for me. It's a part of my daily life. I use it at work, when I travel, when I read, and even when I think. Sometimes I forget that it was once difficult. I smile and think, wow, I came a long way. So, my friend, if you are learning English now, remember this: don't stop. Even when you feel tired or slow, just keep going a little each day. Listen, read, speak, and enjoy the process. Don't worry about how far you are. Focus on how far you've come. English can change your life if you let it. It can open doors you never imagined. So keep learning, keep smiling, and keep growing. Because one day you will realize English is not just something you learn, it's something you live. After many years of learning, I realized something very important. English is not only about words or grammar. It is also about how you see yourself. It is about believing that you can do it. In my first years, I often told myself, my English is bad. Every time I made a mistake, I felt shy and scared. But one day, I changed how I talked to myself. Instead of saying, I'm bad at English, I said, I'm learning English. And that small change made a big difference. When I believed in myself, I learned faster. I started to enjoy speaking, even when I made mistakes. I laughed, I practiced, and I felt proud of every small step. Confidence became my best teacher. Sometimes I meet new learners who say, my English is terrible. And I tell them, no, your English is growing. We all start from zero. Every native speaker was once a baby who couldn't speak. You just need time, practice, and a little courage. So, my friend, don't be too hard on yourself. Don't wait for perfect English before you speak. Start with what you know and build from there. Be patient, be kind to yourself, and keep going. Because when you believe in yourself, English becomes easier. You stop fearing mistakes, and you start enjoying the journey. And that's when real learning begins. After 10 years of learning English, I can say this: the most important thing is to never give up. There were many times when I felt tired or stuck. I thought, maybe English is not for me. But every time I wanted to quit, I remembered why I started. At first, I just wanted to understand songs and movies. Then, I wanted to talk with people from other countries. Later, English became part of my work and my daily life. Every step gave me a new reason to keep going. I learned that progress is not always fast. Some days you feel great, some days you feel lost. That's normal. The key is to keep moving even a little. Just one new word, one short video, one small practice, it all counts. I also learned to celebrate small wins. The first time I understood a joke in English, I smiled so much. The first time I spoke to a foreign friend without fear, I felt proud. These moments remind me that hard work always pays off. So, my friend, don't give up. Even if you make mistakes, even if it feels slow, keep going. Every minute you spend with English is a step forward. One day, you will look back and see how far you've come. And you'll say to yourself, yes, I made it. And before we finish, let me share 2 simple tips that helped me the most on this journey. First, listen to real English every day, short dialogues, podcasts, or even songs, and let your ears get used to the sound. Second, don't wait for perfect grammar. Just speak even with mistakes, because practice builds confidence. If you found my story helpful, don't forget to subscribe to English Unlocked so you won't miss more lessons and real-life tips like these. Thank you so much for spending your time with me today. Keep learning, keep believing, and I'll see you in the next episode.